presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Well, good evening. My name is Rodden Juckett, and we welcome you to Game 3 of the American League Championship Series. And if this is anything like we've had the last 2 days in the National League Championship Series, by God, are you in for an absolute treat. The New York Yankees and Texas Rangers come into this tied at 1 game apiece. Ron Guidry did his part in Game 1 for New York against John Matlack. Ed Figueroa did not do his part against Ferguson Jenkins in Game 2. In fact, Figueroa didn't even make it out of the first inning before the Yankee bullpen had to come in. So, no changes at all except for Doyle Alexander pitching tonight for the Rangers. I forgot he was there. And the Yankees are using Catfish Hunter, who was looking for his, technically 11th win of the year. So the season really for New York comes down to tonight, because catch as catch can for tomorrow. If the Yankees lose, do you go with Guidry in Game 4 and then Figueroa in Game 5, knowing what happened in Game 2? Or do you do what the Dodgers did with Bob Welch and use Figueroa in Game 4? You first got it, we're going to have a Game 4, and save Guidry for Game 5. For the Rangers, they have several options. They can go with Doc Ellis tomorrow, they could go with Steve Comer tomorrow, and they certainly can go with John Matlack in Game 5. So, right now, are the other changes for the Yankees. Reggie Jackson's in the field, and Fred Stanley is at second base. So, it is time. Are you ready? Game 3 of the American League Championship Series right now. As Retro Sports, helps if you hit the button, Ron. Retro Sports Network proudly presents the 1978 American League Championship Series. I forgot to change that. We are not in Arlington Stadium. From Yankee Stadium in New York, it is the American League East champion New York Yankees against the American League West champion Texas Rangers. And tonight's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Speaker, Spotify? Yeah, that's what you get when you do plans. Spotify, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. Okay, we'll fix that. See, it says Yankee Stadium right there. Okay. And I see we're off like a herd of thunder and turtles. How you doing, Lorenzo? So, Catfish Hunter is on the hill. And they actually had a Jim Hunter picture, and I just changed the name. Doesn't he look so happy there? Catfish went 10-5 on the replay with a 3.47 ERA. He also saved 2 games. And Billy Martin and Bob Lemon used him a lot more in the replay than they did in real life. He had 20 starts. He is a fly ball plus pitcher. It is a gorgeous night at Yankee Stadium. Winds 11 miles an hour from left to right, 63 degrees and clear. And Ricky Keeler says, well, that's the face of a guy that will strike out 7. So, Hunter, 158 innings, 126 hits. 20 home runs, 31 walks, and 74 strikeouts. A whip of under 1 at .994. So Lorenzo says it'd be nice to watch a game and not be so emotionally invested in the outcome. Those Dodger games are tearing you apart. 8 p.m. tomorrow, Game 5, Larry Christensen and Bert Hooton. But let's meet the Texas Rangers. Mike Hargrove will lead off at first base. There are no changes for the Rangers. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Bump Wills will bat second and play second. Al Oliver in left will hit third. Bobby Bonds in right cleans up. Richie Zisk is the DH. He'll bat fifth. Jim Sundberg will catch and bat sixth. So Behera at third will bat seventh. Juan Beniquez in center field will hit eighth. Bert Campaneris, he's actually played well in this series. He stays at short and will bat ninth. And on the hill is Doyle Alexander when the time comes. So defensively for the Yankees, Roy White is still a 7 and a 1 in left. Mickey Rivers an 8 and a 5 in center. Reggie Jackson is a 6 and an 8 in right. Good one, Ricky. Craig Daniels is a 10 at third. Bucky Dent a 6 at short. Fred Stanley is in for Brian Doyle. He's a 3 at second. Chris Chambliss a 10 at first, and Thurman Munson a 9 and an 8 behind the plate. Hunter a 7 range on the mound with a 1,000 fielding percentage. Jet Lorenzo is still writing in Dodger message boards why Lopes was stealing second. 97% chance. He had a 97% chance of stealing that base. That was not a bad call. Somewhere, a young John Smoltz was watching Alexander pitch Game 3. Yeah. And thinking, I'm going to be traded from Detroit to Atlanta and go nowhere until 1991. Hargrove steps in. Grover 0 for 7 with 2 walks in this LCS. Guidry got him to strike out twice in Game 1. This one starts with a ground ball to Stanley over to Chambliss, 1 out. So Bump Wills has 1 stolen base. He is 1 for 8. He scored twice in Game 2. So the 1 hit was a single, a walk, and a strikeout. Yankees play for the bunt. Ball 4. That's not what you need to do with Wills. So here's Al Oliver. Mr. Scoops is 4 for 7 in this LCS. He went 3 for 3 in the Ranger win in Game 2. Walked twice and doubled. Has not homered and has driven in a run. Throw to first. Wills is back. And now they'll concentrate on Oliver. There goes Wills. A throw down to Dent. And Bump has the base stolen, which causes more postings on Dodger message boards. So an 0-1 count to Oliver, and the Rangers are threatening early. Pitch to Al is a fly ball to right field. Jackson has that lined up. Wills will hold at second. 2 out. For Bobby Bonds, who is 3 for 9 in this series, he has a double, 2 singles, and an RBI. He struck out once in both games. Hunter deals. Bonds, base hit, left center field. Wills will score. Bonds is on with a double, and the Rangers are up 1-0. So the Rangers, as we said, the shotgun child of a couple on prom night, 9 bad years or so in Washington before moving to Arlington and 19 for the 72 season. And they are not intimidated by playing here at Yankee Stadium. Richie Zisk is 1 for 9. He has struck out 4 times in this series. Hunter is ready. Here's the pitch. Struck him out. Well, Ricky, you got one. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. So that'll do for the top of the first. The Rangers 1, the Yankees nothing. So Doyle Alexander, who I'm not sure I even featured in the replay. We certainly did enough Ranger games. 12 and 11 with a 3.77 ERA. He is a fly ball pitcher, which can be dangerous here at Yankee Stadium. A fastball pitcher at 88. He is 27 years old. Yep, you got to get that run back. And here's a lineup that he'll face. Mickey Rivers is in center field. He'll lead off. Roy White is in left field. He'll bat second. Thurman Munson will hit third and catch. We got a story about Thurman when he comes up the first time. Reggie Jackson's in right field tonight. He'll clean up. Craig Nettles is at third. He'll bat fifth. Chris Chambliss has a grand slam in this LCS. He'll bat sixth and play first. Lou Piniella goes to the DH here at home. He'll bat seventh. Bucky Dent will bat eighth at short. Fred Stanley, a reverse picture. You look at that carefully, you can see the N is reversed. He'll play second. And Catfish Hunter, a picture taken at Shea Stadium, is on the mound for the Yankees. And doesn't he look so happy? Ricky says he's striking out 7 tonight. We'll see. So Alexander, 188 and 2/3 innings, 178 hits, 18 homers allowed. He's walked 77 and struck out 80, so pretty close to his real-life numbers. Defensively for the Rangers, Oliver a 5 and a 7 in left. Badink has a 9 and a 7 in center. Bobby Bonds is 7 and 8 in right. Toby Harrell playing for a bunt is a 5 at third. Bert Campanera is an 8 at short. Bump Wills is 7 at second. Mike Hargrove an 8 at first. And Sundberg a 10 and a 9 behind the plate. Alexander an 8 with a .931 fielding percentage. I don't know. Mystique Honora might be wearing Stetsons and cowboy boots, Lorenzo. You never know. And the question is, are the Rangers more intimidated of Yankee Stadium than the Yankees are by George Steinbrenner if they lose this series? Yankees, of course, have won the last 2 straight American League pennants. Rivers. Gozzlehead is 3 for 8 on the series. He's hitting .375. Went 2 for 4 in the game 2 loss. He's going to swing away, and there's a fly ball to right. Bonds, 1 out. Roy White is 1 for 7. Something to keep an eye on if he can't get on tonight. Would you put Piniella in left for game 4? Alexander is ready. Pitch to White. There's a fly ball to right. Bonds, 2 out. And so here's Thurman Munson. He is 3 for 8 on the series. He had 2 RBI in the Yankees' Game 1 win. Game 3 of the real ALCS exists on YouTube, including the pregame show, in which one Howard Cosell, who always told it like it is, interviews Thurman Munson. And as part of that conversation, besides Munson writing a book about his never-ending love for Reggie Jackson, talks about the fact that the Yankees wanted to try to trade him in the 78 season. Munson, in the interview, says he only has a few more years to play, not knowing he only had one more year to play, and had asked for a trade to the Cleveland Indians. Not kidding, it's on YouTube. So Munson, sporting the Earl Weaver afro, said, yeah, I'd like to be traded from the New York Yankees to the Cleveland Indians. Pitch to Munson is a line drive to Campaneris, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. After one, Texas won, the Yankees nothing. Brent, how you doing? So, Jim Sundberg is 2 for 9 on the series. He's had doubles in the first 2 games and drove in 2 in the Ranger winning game 2. And that's not something I don't think you read all that often about Munson. But it's absolutely true. Pitch to Sundberg. Struck him out. So there's 2 for Catfish. So here's Hara. Toby, 1 for 5 in the series. Has walked twice, drove in 2, and a big home run. Hunter from the wind. Hara into center. Rivers moves over into right center. 2 out. So here's Juan Beniquez. Beniquez 3 for 6 in the ALCS so far. Went 2 for 2 against the Yankees in Game 2 and has an RBI. Along with a double. 2 out. Long drive right field. Jackson in the corner will make the catch to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. The Rangers go in order, and Catfish is at 36 pitches through 2 innings. We go to the bottom of the second. Reggie Jackson, Craig Nettles, and Chris Chambliss to face Doyle Alexander. Jackson is 2 for 6 on the series. Hit a solo shot in Game 2. Has walked twice and driven in himself. Alexander starts the bottom of the second with a line drive to Wills. 1 out. These 2 teams will play tomorrow at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, in Game 4. Pitchers to be determined. Nettles, 1 for 8. He has singled and struck out twice in this series. If the Yankees are going to win, they need something from him. Starting right now. Line drive to Wills. Second verse, same as the first. How are you, Todd? So 2 out for Chambliss. Chambliss had the grand slam late in Game 2. But he's 1 for 8. That hit was his only hit. So 2 out. Alexander cruising so far. In the left. Well struck. 1-0 New York. That's in the bullpen. So on back-to-back at-bats, Chris Chambliss has homered. And this game is tied at 1. The Yankees really don't care where they get it from as long as they do. And so the 57,000 in the house at Yankee Stadium are now happy again. Here's Piniella. Lou is 0 for 8 in this ALCS. So maybe he's not a better option than Roy White. Yep, that ball was crushed. Oliver turned and watched it go. Almost into Monument Park. Our condolences to the tribe. The Cincinnati Reds, the first team ever in postseason history not to score a run. How you doing, Glenn? Pitch to Piniella is a ground ball to third. Hara across the way to Hargrove, and that will retire the side. Yankees get a solo shot from Chris Chambliss and tie this puppy up after 2, 1-1. So Bert Campaneris is 2 for 5 in this series with an RBI and a double. Chambliss and Nettles play for the bunt. Pitch to Campy. There's a fly ball to left. White will come in 1 out. So 9 batters deep. Hunter, 39 pitches. 2 1/3 innings. The the 1 run. He walked 1 and struck out 2. Pitch from Hunter is a fly ball to left. Back goes White. That's off the wall. Hargrove's digging for 3 to throw to Nettles. Not in time. So a 1-out triple. And that'll bring up Bump Wills, who walked, stole a base, and scored. So again, shutdown inning seems to not be in people's vocabularies. The pitch to Wills. Base hit right side. Hargrove will score. And Wills is on first. So a 1-out single makes it 2-1 Texas. That wind, by the way, oh glory's right out straight towards the batter, blowing in at 15. I believe. Yeah, Ricky, I think they did invent the shutdown inning in 1979. Here's Al. He's 0 for 1. The Yankee bullpen is stretched rather thin. They really need Hunter to go 6. Pitch to Oliver. Base hit up the middle. Wills will round second and go to third. And there's runners on the corners, a 1 out for Bobby Bonds. And George Steinbrenner starts to pace in the owner's box. 4th hit for the Rangers. So Bob Lemon stirring around there. Bonds doubled his first time up and drove in Wills, who's on third again. Oliver on first. Pitch to Bobby into left center. That should score Wills. Rivers will make the catch. Bump will score without a throw. 3-1 Texas. George is... Wow. The puns have rubbed off on you, Keeler. George is calling Lemon to tell him to reel in the catfish. Richie Zisk struck out his first time up. Hunter kind of rattled now. Pitch to Zisk. Snap throw to first, and Oliver's back. Good play by Munson. The count is a ball and no strikes. Zisk. Another snap throw. And Oliver's going, you think, if I wasn't going anywhere the first time, you think I am now? Jeez. So a 2-0 count. You can't afford to lose Zisk here. Got to pitch to him. There goes Oliver. The throw down to Stanley, and it's all for naught. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. The Rangers get 2 runs, however, on 3 hits and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Texas 3, the Yankees 1. So Bucky Dent, Fred Stanley, and Mickey Rivers to face Alexander here in the 3rd. Bucky is 1 for 6 in this ALCS. He had a single in Game 2. He scored a run in the Yankee win in Game 1. Alexander's pitch. There's a ground ball to third. Hara across the way, 1 out. Brings up Fred Stanley. That pitcher isn't reversed. Why did the computer reverse it? Anywho, 228, 2 homers, and 13 RBI. I don't believe the computer used him. Nope. Oh, yeah. He came in and played in the field in Game 2. Chicken. I forgot his nickname was Chicken. That's what I had for dinner tonight. Pitch to Stanley is a little looper in the right. That's going to drop in front of Bonds. And there's a one-out single for the Yankees. Second hit of the night. Alexander, 28 pitches through 9 batters. That's efficient. 2 1/3 innings, 2 hits, a home run. And Mickey Rivers is 0 for 1. Pitch to Mickey. There's a ground ball to Campanera. His only play is to first. He's got to hurry, and Rivers is out. Oh, Campanera sees the better glove, and he got the bang-banger there. Stanley goes to second, 2 out for White, who's 0 for 1. The crowd thought he was safe, but he was called out, and there's no replay. So 2 out, Stanley on second for White, who's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. Ball 4. So the Yankees, with Munson at the plate, who's 0 for 1, they've got the go-ahead run at the dish. Stanley on second, White on first, 2 out. In the left, Oliver retires the side. The Yankees finally strand a couple runners. No runs, a hit, and no errors. We go to the fourth in Game 3, 3-1 Texas. So Richie Zisk is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up and was at the plate when Oliver was caught stealing. Does Steinbrenner overhaul the Yanks in 79 if they actually lost this series? I don't think it would have been a crime if they had lost to the Royals. I think he might have brought back Martin. Remember, though Willie Randolph really hurt. And I don't know, who would you retool? They need another starter. But Guidry, 25 wins. Figueroa, 20 wins. Sparky Lyle is headed to Texas. When does Rivers go? Is he in the Sparky Lyle deal too? Pitch to Zisk is a little number down to Dent on the grass. Over to first. Richie is out. So a good throw by Dent, 1 away. Sundberg is 0 for 1. Remember, in real life, the Yankees were 14.5 down. The fact that they're even here is pretty much amazing. Sundberg is ready. Struck him out. So that's 3 for Catfish. 1-2 outside on the black. 2 out. Rusty Money says Rivers was traded to the Rangers in mid-79. He was not a happy camper. But, you know, you can keep winning and keep fighting. I mean, that's what the A's did in the mid-70s. Toby Harris 0 for 1. So I'm not sure what overhaul you would do there. Where's the weeks? If they lose with Randolph playing, you might consider it. But maybe you make that deal and send Munson to Cleveland. Played 58 games with Texans in 79, Lorenzo tells us. I don't know what Cleveland would have had to send back. Pitch to Hara is a fly ball, shallow left center. Rivers is there, and out will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's still 3-1 Texas. That's right. They got Tommy John as a free agent from the Dodgers. And he won 21 games in 79. So the Yankees went out and bought the starter that they needed. And Jim Beatty had a much better 79 than they did 78. Reggie's 0 for 1. It'll be Jackson, Nettles, and Chambliss here in the fourth. Pitch to Reggie is a slow roller to Wells. Over to Hargrove, 1 out. Nettles is 0 for 1. Tommy John was probably a much better fit with Death Valley in New York. And he just knew how to work that sinker fastball. Pitch to Nettles is a fly ball to right. That's gone. Bonds turned and watched it go, and it's 3-2. We told you Nettles needed to do something, and he sends one down the line and right there. A whole doctor is right. So Alexander relaxed. He left that one over the middle of the plate, and Nettles made him pay. So it's 3-2, 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth. Dodger and Yankee fans, it's like cats and dogs living together, man. It's just not done. Here's Chambliss. He homered his first time up. He put it one nearly into Monument Park. Alexander's pitch. There's a slow roller to Wills. Over to Hargrove, 2 out. Rusty Money played a full 79 replay with the Blue Jays. About to start another one with the Cubs. You from Canada, Rusty? Here's Piniella. He's 0 for 1. So what are you going to do if it's Philly and the Rangers in the World Series? Pitch to Piniella. There's a slow chopper behind the bag at second. Wills to first. And Bump got all 3 assists. But the Yankees get a big homer from Greg Nettles. We go to the 5th. 3-2. Texas. So we Juan Beniquez, Bert Campaneris, and Mike Hargrove to face Hunter here in the 5th. Well, yeah. You've watched most of the other games. 1 hour west of Toronto, which puts Rusty in the London area, if my geography makes any sense. But you are a Red Sox fan. You are welcome to stay, my friend. Don't get smart. Don't get smart, Lorenzo. I wasn't being smart. You get smart, you get timed out. Beniquez is 0 for... Oh, Kitchener. Okay. Some good junior hockey in Kitchener. Pitch to Beniquez is a slow roller to Chambliss. Chris takes it to the bag himself. 1 out. Lorenzo, be good. Campaneris is 0 for 1. Yep, the Rangers. There's a ground ball to Dent in the hole. Over to Chambliss, so Hunter's finally getting what he needs to have done. He's getting him out, but that was Bert Campaneris. So 2 out for Hargrove, 1 for 2. He's tripled and scored. 3-2 Texas, 2 outs on the top of the 5th. We will be a gentleman at all times. You never know who's watching. Maybe Sad Kitty's back tonight. It was funny because as I was reading through the names, Saddest Kitty was in the chat, and as I was reading that, my cat was in my lap, sound asleep. She was not happy with all the rumbling and bumbling. Pitch to Hargrove is a slow ground ball to Nettles. He's got to hurry. The throw to first, and Hargrove is out on the bang banger. What a throw by Nettles. Halfway home, you're getting the commercial. 3-2 Texas. Oops, someone forgot. Retro Sports Network proudly presents the 1978 American League Championship Series. Tonight, from Yankee Stadium. See, I fixed it. It is Game 3 between the Texas Rangers and the New York Yankees. And we are tied at 1 game apiece. The Rangers lead 3-2 halfway home. And as always, tonight's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, and wherever else fine podcasts are listed. Sawyerford? Okay. Here's how we got here. The Rangers got a run on the first on a Bobby Bonds double to score Bump Wills. Chris Chambliss a solo shot in the bottom of the second to make it 1-1. In the third, Bump Wills singled home Hargrove to make it 2-1. Bobby Bonds with a sac fly to make it 3-1. Then Greg Nettles hit a home run, his first of the series, to make it 3-2 in the fourth. And here's the pitching matchup. So it's Alexander, 3 hits through 4. The 2 homers, Chambliss and Nettles. He's walked 1, hasn't struck out anybody. And Hunter got around a bad third, 4 hits through 5. Walked 1 and struck out 3. But all 3 runs are his. Oh, 79 was a special season. Okay. That'll come out in December, Todd. And Lorenzo's Russian soccer team. Have you made it in the Champions League yet or no? I know that you were doing the Euro League. Yeah, he did. He had ALS. Well, good luck to you there. Bucky's 0 for 1. There's a foul off of Sundberg's mask. And so we'll check to see if Sundberg knows where he is. He says he's at Shea Stadium. We say we go on. So the count is 0-1. Dent popped up, left side. Hara, foul territory, 1 out. I believe Catfish was only 54. Retired to his farm in the Carolinas, north if I remember correctly, and contracted ALS. Mr. Waterfield got in 2 Earl Weaver baseball games in today. Boog Powell with a 2-run homer in the top of the 10th as the 66-O's beat the 67 Red Sox. And Jim Perry, Card Sharks, gave up 2 hits over 8 as the 65 Twins had a sale of the century over the 69 Cubs. 2-1 at Wrigley. Todd got a nap in today. So did I. Stanley singled his first time up. He's 1 for 1. And he'll do more than single this time. He puts that one in the gap in center field, and that's a double. So 1 out. And that'll bring up Mickey Rivers, who's 0 for 2. Alexander, 18 batters, 57 pitches. 4 1/3 innings, 4 hits, the 2 homers. He's walked 1 and struck out nothing. Yeah, a Card Sharks reference. I used to love those little things that Gene Wood would read in the open with the clapping going on. Wasn't that awesome? Mickey Rivers is 0 for 2. Base hit up the middle. Stanley will round third and hold. There wasn't a good chance there. Will's got a late jump, so runners on the corners. A time run on third, 1 out. Yep. Higher. Higher than a 2. An ace. Lower. It's a 10. Freeze. Roy White is walked. He's 0 for 1. So the Yankees continue just to be pesky. Like the seed on your bagel. They just keep chipping and chipping and chipping. And here's White. Runners on the corners. Gets away from Sundberg and we're tied up. Stanley scores on the wild pitch. That missed everybody. That went over the head of Sundberg. In fact, it went over the head of the first of the home plate umpire. And the count is now 3-1 to White. Pitch to Roy. Ground ball base hit. Rivers will round third and hold. He'll hold. And now We're tied at 3 for Thurman Munson, who's 0 for 2. Double play gets the Rangers out of the inning. Lorenzo, be a gentleman. High rollers with Alex Trebek and that caterpillar on his lip. Lorenzo, be a gentleman. Munson is 0 for 2. Alexander looking kind of cautious. Here's the pitch. Into right, shallow right. Bonds has it. Rivers will tag. He's going to try it, and they throw it in the infield. 4-3 New York. So a sac fly by Munson gives the Yankees a 4-3 lead. 2 out for Reggie. He was 0 for 2. Pitch, a throw to first, Whiteback. Pitch to Reggie. Into right, Bonds, and that is foul. Oh, that was close. Reggie started to do a Carlton Fisk dance, but that was foul. And some lucky guy from Staten Island made that catch. So the count is 0-2. Ground ball to first. Hargrove to the bag himself, but the damage is done. The Yankees scored 2 on 3 hits and no errors. And so after 5, it's the Yankees 4, the Rangers 3. Ozuna did today what Reggie might have done. It was invented in 78. Take a selfie before his home run trot. Oh, yeah. The softball king of Long Island made that catch. Not somebody from Staten Island. Please forgive me. Some abrasive guy that works for Strat. Give yourself a cookie for that one. Does it quite sound like a dog? Bump Wills is singled and walked. He has stolen the base, driven in a run, and scored twice. The 6th starts with a line drive to Stanley, 1 out. Here's Oliver, 1 for 2 with a single. Here's a fly ball to right. Back goes Jackson to the track. He makes the catch. He leans against the wall and picks up the pennies that were thrown at him and puts them in his pocket. So 2 out for Bobby Bonds. His 2-run double in the 3rd gave the Rangers a 3-1 lead. Pitch to Bonds. Popped up. Munson takes off the mask and makes the catch against the screen. The Rangers go in order after 5.5. 4-3 Yankees. And so Alexander will face Nettles, Chambliss, and Piniella. Nettles homered. A big one, too. That came in the 4th. This time around, a ground ball to Campaneris over to first. And they got him. Campaneris had to go get that one out of the hole, but he had to come in for it. It was a tough play, and there's 1 out. Chambliss's homer came in the 2nd. Pitch to Chambliss is in the left center. Beniquez, 2 out. This one has been well played. Defense has been great so far. So here's Piniella. He's 0 for 2. Pitch to Lou. Up the middle. Campaneris over to Hargrove. And that will retire the side. We go to the 7th. Catfish trying to hang on here. 4-3 New York. Playoff pressure. And now you're down to one game, and that will be tomorrow at 8. Right here on Retro Sports Network. Well, they better have a mask on underneath. Richie Zisk is 0 for 2. Sundberg and Hara to follow. 4-3 Yankees, 7th inning. Zisk, line drive to Stanley. He'll help you do things right. 1 out. Sundberg has not had a good ball game. He is 0 for 2 and struck out 2. And while I think Catfish isn't striking out 7 tonight, he has pitched effectively into the 7th. Ground ball foul, third base side. Nettles flips it to somebody from Westchester. Count is 0-2. Right back to Hunter for the out. So 2 out for Hara. Catfish has struck out 3 through 6 2/3. And he'll probably come out for the 8th at this point. Pitch to Hara, who's 0 for 2. In the left, back goes White. Time to stretch. 4-3 New York. In that picture, Ricky, if Hunter looks like he had the face of someone that ran over his dog. But yeah, no, 7 innings was great. You did say 7 Ks. He gave him 7, and in fact, he'll probably come out to start the 8th, especially to face Benitez and Campaneris. So Bucky Dent is 0 for 2. Alexander will face Dent, Stanley, and then Rivers. Still a 1-run game. Up the middle, Campaneris over to Hargrove for the out. Verlander to have Tommy John surgery. Cade Upton will nurse him back to health. Here's Stanley. He's 2 for 2. He has doubled and singled and scored. Yeah, it won't be long before Gossage. And that's the advantage the Yankees have. Yeah, 39. Why would you have TJ at this point in your career? Pitch to Stanley is a slow ground ball to Hargrove. He'll take it to first, 2 out. Mickey Rivers is 1 for 3. He has singled and scored. Alexander, 6 2/3 innings, just 88 pitches. The 2 home runs, and those were big. Chambliss and Nettles, and the third run, the go-ahead run, was a sac fly by Munson. 2 out. Ground ball to Hargrove. Takes it to the bag himself, and that will retire the side. Well, Hunter will face Benitez and Campy. We play these quick. We started this one about 8:05, and it's now 8:49. So Benitez is 0 for 2. The Catfish looks like his DMV picture there, doesn't it? Love that 70s hair. Benitez is 0 for 2. Struck him out. That's 4. Check swing on an 82-mile-an-hour breaking ball. 1 out. Let's see what the computer does with Campaneris. They should pinch hit for him, although his defense has been stellar in this series. He will stay in the ball game. Hits 1 to Dent. Over to Chambliss. 2 out. So Lemon will let him pitch to Hargrove, who was 1 for 3 with a triple and a run scored. Hunter, 117 pitches through 27 batters. 7 2/3 innings, 4 hits, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. Brent's going to look like that if he doesn't get cut soon. What's on the 73 catfish card? When they start calling him, he was Jim for a while. Pitch to Hargrove is a long drive to center, but Rivers is there. And Mr. Hunter gets a standing ovation from the 57,000 here in the Bronx as he heads off the mound. No runs, no hits, no errors. Bottom of the 8th inning, still 4-3 New York. White, 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. Oh, yeah, that is a well-deserved ovation. He pitched really well, Lorenzo, especially coming off of what Figueroa did in Game 2. That's right, it's a boyhood photo of him holding up, of course, a catfish. How many kids do you think actually don't realize that catfish is a fish and not something you do to somebody? White's 1 for 2 with a walk. Ground ball to Hargrove. He'll underhand it to Alexander for the out. Here's Munson. He's 0 for 2 with a sac fly. Pitch. Here's a base hit left center field. Munson's on with a single. Toby Harrah, not the best of third baseman, couldn't quite get there, and that'll bring up Reggie Jackson. But not for a fortnight stream, Ricky. You set me up there. Reggie would like to help the Yankees get a big insurance run. Alexander has pitched well. Up the middle, Benitez makes a diving stop. Gets up, throws to first, and Munson's back. 2 out. Munson got the jump. He thought that was going to fall. And he went back. What an eye by Munson. Here's Nettles. He's got the home run. He put that one over the bullpens. Yes, right, because the Fortnite people are the people doing the catfishing. I can't wait for that. You know, I should probably get Fortnite and just do it once. And then we can have a conversation, a pedantic conversation about whatever. And then we can finally say, well, we did have that conversation in a Fortnite stream. Pitch to Nettles is a liner to center. Benitez is there, and that will retire the side. The Yankees get a hit. No runs, a hit, no errors. They leave a runner on. You know what, gang? We've only had 5 runners left on the entire game. To the 9th we go, 4-3 New York. I don't think you'd lose me to Fortnite. Goose Gossage has not pitched in this series. He's 8-7 on the replay with 26 saves and a 2.25 ERA. In 108 innings, he allowed 74 hits, 8 home runs. He walked 33 and struck out 104. He is a fly ball plus pitcher. The wind is blowing in, so that's in his favor, and the fastball tops out at 95. A couple ushers surround Lorenzo, making sure that nothing gets dumped on suspecting people. Bump Wills is 1 for 2. He has walked, stolen a base, singled, drove in a run, and scored twice. Gossage, base hit right center field. And so not only is a tying run on, it's one with speed. Okay, we'll let that one pass. Here's Al Oliver. The firemen in this series seem to still be in training. Throw to first. Wills is back. And now you got to pitch out because you can't have that tying run go to second. Not if you can help it. Brad Hand needs a Fu Manchu stash and a goatee, so he at least gives the appearance of being a hard ass. Yes. They pitch out. There goes Wills to throw down to Dent. No. So the tying run now is on second for Oliver. Speed bump. Yep, and Fu Manchu and Wild Thing is a good 8-9 combo. So Oliver waves the bat back and forth. Gossage deals. Ground ball to second. He throws to third and they get Wills! Fred Stanley, with nerves of steel, goes to third with the throw. And they got Bump Wills. Oh my, the reverse NY gets it done. Oh my goodness. He's got huevos the size of a dozen eggs there. That was not that hard hit. That was the right play to go to third, and Stanley just did it. So 1 out for Bobby Bonds. The Rangers are stunned. Action PC loves the eggs, much like Strat. Gossage turns and tips his hat to Stanley. My goodness. Pitch to Bonds. Line drive to left. White throws it to first, and Oliver says, "You're not picking me off from there." So 2 out. Richie Zisk, the last chance for the Yankees. That would have scored a run. That was deep enough. That would have scored Wills. So Fred Stanley, is he going to be our MVP? He goes 2 for 3, and he might have just saved the series for the Yankees with his glove and his arm. But Richie Zisk, my goodness. Pitch to Zisk. Line drive to Dent. The Yankees lead the series 2-1. I think that is a turning point of the series now, absolutely. So Bucky Dent makes the great leaping catch because I thought the Rangers were going to tie this game. This has been one of these postseasons where everybody's made a difference. 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Yankees. It's the first game I think we've had in the playoffs that we have not had an error. 3 runs, 5 hits, and no errors for the Rangers. Alexander goes the distance. He pitched well. He really pitched well. He had the 1 bad inning, 8 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, 2 homers. He didn't strike out anybody and walked 1. He had plus stuff. Catfish Hunter? Yes, Lorenzo. Philadelphia and the Rangers will be the marquee matchup. 8 innings for Catfish. What a performance from him, especially considering what Figueroa did in Game 2. 3 runs, all earned. They came early. He settled down and didn't give up a run the last 5 innings he was on the hill. He walked 1 and struck out 4. Goose Gossage probably can go as much as 9 outs tomorrow because he only threw 8 pitches today. And he only threw 1 ball. So the doubleheader tomorrow. Is this today we know who's going to the World Series? I still can't get over that. What a smart play by Fred Stanley. What are the chances of throwing out Bump Wills on a ground ball from second to third? That's just amazing. Really, really is. All right, so tomorrow could be clinch day for everybody. So the Yankees lead 2-1. Pitcher to be determined. If Guidry can go, I think Guidry's going to go. The new Steggy? We'll see. Stanley's earned a place tomorrow, though, for sure. We'll see what the pitching matchup is. That'll be to be determined. Game 5 of the Dodgers and the Phillies tomorrow night. It'll be a rematch of Game 1. Larry Christensen for the Phillies. Bert Hooton for the Dodgers. Until then, I'm Ron Juckett. Thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you at noon tomorrow. Bye-bye.